Hey y'all, welcome back to my channel. It's your girly girl Bean. Before we start, let me put something on my lips because every time I watch my videos back, I swear I'm always like, oh my gosh, like mortified. Like, how could I let my lips look like this? Oh yeah. Now that I look less raggedy, let me show you guys how I've been styling my hair lately so that I don't have to do it every single day. I've got a lot of hair, but whenever I wear the bonnet at night, it just shrinks into the little muffin shape, and you know what I'm talking about? And sometimes I wake up and it just looks a mess, even if it's in a protective like wrapping at night. So to make my style last a little bit longer, I'll do essentially a twist out, parted like box braids, and I will wear it as a style for a couple of days and then refresh it. And when I take it out, it's, you know, like well-defined curls, and I can wear that for a couple more days. So that's been stretching out my styles a lot lately. I wanted to first start off, I'm going to be using mostly, actually all Walmart products for this one, just so that if you happen to not really have very many stores in your area, for example, the town I live in right now does not have a hair store, so that's what you know about the demographic, but it doesn't have a hair store like a beauty supply. There's a Walmart here, and I've found, let me show you the empties first. Last thing I was using was the African Pride Olive Miracle line, so the leave-in. This is a hair lotion with castor oil, and I was also using the Wrap Set Mousse. One of the things you're gonna see in terms of my twist out routine is that I always will use a leave-in and a mousse. I kind of got out of like the gel thing. I find that it makes me have to wash my hair a lot faster versus being able to just spritz. I don't know, it just creates more buildup, whereas with leave-in and mousse I can just spritz it and it like refreshes it and makes it less crunchy, whereas with gel it just kind of makes it like white. I don't know, I don't like that. So those I got from Walmart. Today I'm gonna be using I went back to Cantu, the Cantu leave-in conditioning repair cream, because they brought that back. So I don't have to use the what was that other one I didn't like as much, the coconut curling cream. I wasn't really a fan. I like the consistency of this better for my hair. A little disclaimer, I am mostly 3C in terms of curl texture, pattern, you know, all that, but I know the front of my hair, like this area, is 3B, so my curls are a lot looser, so don't be surprised later. Don't be surprised later when you see, you know, the differences in the patterns of the different areas of my head in terms of my curls. So in addition to using the Cantu leave-in conditioner, I'm also going to be using, this is something new actually that I hadn't tried from anything from this line yet. It's the Camille Rose Recipe for Beauty. This one is the Spiked Honey Mousse. The consistency of this, like obviously it's mousse, right? But something about like the consistency of this, like, you know how most mousse just disappears when you do that? Look at it. It turns into like a cream. Ooh, and it smells so good. Like the honey of it all. I love it. I'm giving like Farfan right now. Okay, let me do something about this. So I'm basically just gonna kind of show the top part because the back and the bottom are none of my business, honestly. Like the parting, pretty much, if you part the top well, it will cover the bottom, and I'll just kind of transition to the living room and just try to make sure I get like sections that are similar sizes. I'm trying out some dupes for the OGX collection. So for example, I typically use this for the conditioner, the argan oil one. I also have the coconut shampoo one. I've tried the biotin one. So I got these to try out. This is the biotin and collagen, and then this one's the coconut milk conditioner. I will honestly say, I don't know if I just got a weird bottle, but the consistency of this is fucking terrible. Like honestly, it barely comes out. It comes out in this weird little like gel, and sometimes it comes out with this little like white, I don't know. Is it just my bottle? Like, do you see? Yeah, I don't know if this is just what biotin and collagen is, but the pump needed to be thicker because I can barely get it out. And look at all the hair I have. You think I got time to sit there and pump for 20 minutes just to get a handful of product? No. In better review though, I really do like the conditioner. I honestly feel like this is a really good dupe for it. It's a really good substitute. So that's what I used for washing my hair. I let it dry. Usually I like to apply products and such on like fresh out of the bath hair, but I didn't feel like doing my hair. So I just kind of washed it and then like went on my merry way. So this is like no product. It was in a bun, which is why the top is all flat. I am gonna section off a couple of areas of my hair. We're gonna split it down the middle. And I have almond nails, so I just kind of loosely like do it with my nails. But you could probably use like a pen or something. I know you hear all that ripping and snapping. Oh. So I'm just gonna braid this. Put a hair tie on that. This is just to get it out of the way, so if it looks terrible, whatever. I do have an undercut, so obviously that's kind of hanging out a bit, but it's fine. You see how we have like this center part? And I might clean it up a little with a pencil because I don't know where my pen is. You see how we have like this line here? You're basically just gonna create little boxes, and with the pencil, I'll kind of go maybe like an inch or two out and go back as straight as I can. The rest of the hair after will be getting separated out. So let me just, I think I need to put on my glasses for this, hold on. So like this, separate out that section. I'm probably going to section off this other piece now so I can work on this side. This I'm just putting loosely in a bun in case I need to access some more of that hair later. Now that we've got this, usually at this point I just take my finger and pull it through. So I added some of this product, a pump of the mousse. And honestly, a whole pump was definitely too much just now. I don't know what I was thinking, but now I'll brush it. And my hair is gonna look all weird like this and be all straight looking. Sometimes I'll braid the top if I want it to hold for longer, but if I know I'm wearing it to have it out later on, I do twists. And I don't know if it's just my curl pattern. You would have to try it on your own hair really to be able to know if your hair is able to do this as well. But once I put it like this, my hair just kind of holds around itself. Like the ends will be kind of like this, and then once it dries, you're gonna see it's gonna be a spiral. Yeah. And I kind of do that on my whole head, basically. I'll do another box to show you, so. If we had one like here, I line it up. I'm wetting it. I'm adding some Cantu. And doing this style also, anyway, also really makes it easy to oil my scalp or grease my scalp, whatever I'm trying to do. I keep putting like way too much Cantu. I don't know what's going on, why I'm adding so much. I think because usually I do it on my hair while it's wet. So doing it from dry is a little different, but I thought I would just try it out. It's probably better to do it freshly wet, but I just didn't feel like sitting here and being soaking wet. So I was like, I'll just individually re-dampen. When it dries, they're a lot thicker, but for the first day, it's just very compact. I've got my spray bottle. Ooh. 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 There we go. Oh, that smells weird. I don't know what was in there. I kind of have hair that's not very porous, so once I have product in, it stays white for a little bit and then it kind of goes away. So we're using the tiniest bit of the mousse, focusing it mostly on the ends to kind of keep them together. The excess I'm just wiping into the next row, honestly. Twist it up. Once these fill out, when they dry a bit, I like to add the little gold filigree tubes. So we'll do that after. I just need them to like fill out. I decided to make them bigger this time because last time I did the tubes, they were a little too small. As you can see the difference in these compared to my translucent dry hair. So it'll really help keep those moisturized. So at this point, I'll take those three, toss them over. To get this next section is a little weird. I'm gonna look at where it ended on this side and try to draw the line down this way. And at this point, am I able to section off this part of my hair to do the braids in the front, and I can just tie back the rest. Usually I'll do that. I'm gonna quickly use a double mirror just to check. Ooh, just to check what I'm doing so I can see it here. Yeah. This area, I'm just gonna do a little bit of sprucing up. Yeah, overall, not bad. This is good for if I'm just doing a caption. Okay. I'll just take my nail and go across here. Ooh, that was almost perfect. You saw that? Come on now. Juke. Loop this around the bottom of the back. I'm just gonna use like a little piece of the hair tie to like hold it. So now we're focusing on this section. I'm gonna try to do it not fully perfectly lined up with the ones on top so they can be staggered a bit. Now I'm no Destiny's hair. I don't really got the staggered parting down, but this does like enough for me to be able to like, you know, go a little bit without having to do my hair. I would love Destiny's hair to do my hair, dude. Wetting it, combing it. You can use whatever soft bristle brush you want. Gonna give it a little wet. Add a little bit of Cantu because I was using way too much before. So a little bit of Cantu. A little bit of that mousse, like literally, is like dime size. And I just kind of use that for the whole piece. Towards the back, I do use a little bit more product because that part of my hair, it's a lot curlier in the back. So I feel like to keep it frizz-free, adding a little more product helps because the back of my hair tends to be drier and coarser, so I add a little bit more. The front gets really weighed down when I put in way too much product. So I kind of just use a different amount. The purpose of doing these is because I know I want to have a twist out in a couple days. I'll do it where the back is styled with more product, so by the time I take it out, it's still, you know, nice and moisturized and whatnot. It's really long and stretched out in the beginning, but it's gonna get normal again, don't worry. Right. So for one of my next upcoming videos, I was thinking about finally doing an about me, because honestly, I don't know, I just kind of popped onto the internet and never like said anything about who I am or anything like that, I guess. And I don't know. I mean, I think I have some things in mind that I would like to include in it, but if anybody has any specific questions, feel free to leave one in the comments below. And I may or may not answer. I don't want to say I'm like a super private person, but like basically, yeah. Actually, yeah. Certain things are kind of like, you know, whatever. See what I mean? How like my hair is really white and then it'll soak in and it'll be gone. This has a lot of like little edge pieces, so I'm trying to be careful with those. I'm just not really an edge girly. I love the look of it, don't get me wrong, like the laid edges, but my own edges are so fine and like light in color, it just doesn't look good. It just is very like stringy looking. And I feel like personally I would probably have to cut them to make them look nice. And I don't really want to cut like into my hair to give myself edges. For myself personally, because I don't style my hair like that. So I think it would make it difficult to do like my day-to-day styles. Usually I have it down and curly or you know, in the twists. But I think if I did that, for example, if I wanted to straighten it or something, I think it would kind of mess up the vibe. This is kind of the starter to my twist out. Oh, I'm missing one. This is like the starter to the twist out. So over time, I'll probably show you tomorrow morning. These are going to, over time, these are gonna get thicker. It's almost like with locks, like how you wait for them to bud. Like initially it's a very tight twist, and then once, you know, it gets a couple of days, it'll loosen a little bit. Like the curls will be, the actual twist will be thicker. It won't be so like gappy. There pretty much won't really be any gaps at all. The problem sometimes is just my front curls battle with each other. They're not quite as spirally, so sometimes I just gotta like wet the ends. If there's too much product, they get kind of stiff. Okay. I'm pretty much just gonna continue with this for the rest of my head. I'll show you how I match up the other side though. Oof, that looks terrible. So at this point, obviously, as you've seen, I am continuing to twist down, taking the two pieces and just wrapping them around each other all the way to the bottom. And like I said before, my hair is not very porous, so it takes a little bit of time for it to soak in, which is what that white cast is. I forgot I had lip gloss on. So at this point, we have the front section of the right side done. I'm gonna just quickly do the same thing to the left side. So to do the top, I'm honestly just gonna line it up with the 3 up here and go. I decided for this side to kind of dampen my hair so it's a little bit easier to handle, because that was crazy. That was going a little too crazy. And you see how like the roots are thicker? Once this dries, the bottom will also thicken out and they'll almost look reminiscent to locks. I get a lot of people that mistake them for starters sometimes, but that's just because I haven't done it in a while, so it probably is just starting to slowly lock up, but trust me, it's not. I'm just lazy. I'm gonna do as close to this same kind of size as I can. Sometimes I'll twist it to see if it looks similar. Yeah, Could have done better with this part though, honestly. Like, yeah, there we go. All right, so we're gonna give this a brush. And remember, like I said, the front part of my hair is more looser curl, a lot finer, a little smoother, but it does get pretty dry and frizzy, I will say. So add a little bit more of that mousse, the Camille Rose. Give it a brush and start twisting. I like to kind of brush it in all directions so it's not like pressed flat to my head. So when it dries, I get a little more volume. So see, twist over. And this side I got a little bit more, so I'll just kind of try to aim it toward the middle of the box. And you see these are starting to dry and get thicker. So I'm gonna do the same thing to this side. Now, as you can see, you do get quite a bit of shrinkage. This is from the side that curled up like I was talking about, and then this side that's stretched out still. Still use a pen, like I said, to make it as neat as you would like. This is more of a protective style for me, so I'm just showing though how I get my curls to be so tame. Mist, 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 especially the ends because the roots are still really damp. My roots maintain moisture for a while and take forever to dry, but the rest, not so much. So we're adding some leave-in, comb it through at like all angles, like I said. And then at this point I'll add a little bit of the mousse, concentrate it mostly toward the ends, but at the end I will add some to the roots. A couple days in I do like to add hair oil.
I'm not even gonna lie, this was way too much product for this twist, and I basically had to wring the excess out because it was, like I said, way too much.
Looks like a DNA. DNA! The ends. Leave in. Try to get all of it. I hate when it gets under my nails. It's like the worst part of having nails. Is like product getting in it. And then I comb it so that it's all evenly distributed. And I'm doing the same thing with the twist. Same thing that we've been doing for the past 10 minutes or so. Alright, and I'm just going to do the rest of this real quick. You already get the vibe. Match it up with the amount of rows and the amount of hair that is in each row. So for the back, And remember, like I said at the back, I'm using a little bit more product so that it actually will hold, since the back tends to be drier. Pay a little more attention to the boxes makes it obviously take longer, but you don't have to be as exact. Honestly, you really won't even see most of it. Like, you'll see once it's dry and fluffs out, you're not even really gonna be able to see it. So this is just to try to show how I do mine. And honestly, like I said, you don't need to use super expensive products because everything I got was from Walmart and it was under $6, $5. The Camille Rose, in my defense, was on sale. Yeah, okay, cool. I would suggest putting a clip or sectioning this off so that you can split this side first and then match it. Try to do another nice big box. Honestly, parting my hair, if it looks like a nightmare, it is, trust me. It absolutely is. Stay with me, my own kind of key. It's kind of fine. Okay. Just separate that up. So once I get that, I'll section off this part as well. Okay. Yeah, about 4, 2 and 2. I really should have done the brick method thing, but honestly, the only benefit to this way for me is that I do like to wear my hair in like 2 ponytails sometimes, or 2 buns, so I think having like the middle part works best for me in terms of what I use it for. Also, sorry my mirror is like filthy. When I use the product, sometimes it gets everywhere.
Yeah, keep really done.
Now, I don't know what this is, but something about this, if it was cleaned up, it's kind of giving. Wait, let me put something on my lips. I'll show you, Wait, do you see what I mean? It's giving Pippi. It's giving Pippi. So let me just show you real quick what the back of thought I was following what the back is looking like. This part is my undercut. I'm gonna make 2 twists out of this. I'm actually doing this part before the middle because since it's so much shorter, it's harder to keep it separated. So I'm just gonna do the bottom, and then the last part will be the 4 braids here. Okay, so I'm gonna split them in the middle. If you hear a sick guitar in the background, Juby's practicing downstairs. Not touching nothing, get out of here. You better not touch nothing, get out of here. Alright, so like I said, go in the middle. I'll hold this with my neck. I know it looks weird, but like trust the process. For this part, I'm actually gonna braid these instead of twisting them because it's so much shorter. I know it's not gonna stay in the twists. We'll leave a little bit of the end like as a twist, but we're not gonna be doing like a whole thing. There's a row above this that I just braided up so that I can get this part done. And I'm gonna be braiding my undercut because obviously it's much shorter than the rest of my hair. Don't get it twisted. She's got hang time. So yeah, I just kind of braid it most of the way down, and then right at the bottom, I'll take a little bit out and do the twist. So basically, that's it, how I do the twist, my twist out. I personally will wear this for a couple of days as a style if I take my time a little bit with the parting. And I think it looks pretty good. It gets a lot more bounce and looks a lot more natural with time. But I can finally take this robe off. It gets a lot more like shape and body and movement once it starts drying. Typically I'll do the boxes a little smaller and it'll give me a lot more braids, or it'll give me a lot more twists when I do it smaller, so it kind of makes it a little bit more versatile style wise. But this I'm probably just gonna have down for a couple days and then take them out and wear the curls. I just wanted to share my routine because I've done, you know, some straight haired things, but I only straighten my hair once a season, so, you know, just to do like length check and usually a little trim if needed. So it's more so just to show my hair routine for anybody who might be wondering, has a similar hair type and might not have the experience like I used to not have when I was a kid, and I went on YouTube and watched Ray and Alyssa. It was one of the things that inspired me starting off to even want to have a channel, so it's kind of interesting to, I guess, finally be actually filming the process instead of just talking to myself in the mirror as if I'm filming the process like I've been doing for years. Alright, whatever. I love you guys so much. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye! Okay.